and give the call to the honourable member for Mayo.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. What short memories some parliamentarians have. A decade ago, we were in the midst of the Millennium Drought. The Murray-Darling Basin was in crisis and the lower lakes and the heritage-listed Ramsar wetlands in my electorate of Mayo were facing an environmental and economic disaster. Back then, the states were able to put aside their self-interests and draft reforms to protect a river system for all users, upstream and down. Now the water is flowing and there are murmurs about backpedalling on these historic reforms. The Murray-Darling Basin Authority is considering amending the plan to cut 70 billion litres from the original target. The authorities want to do this by cutting the water recovery target in the north of the basin. Apparently, this strikes a sensible balance between economics and the environment and will save 200 jobs. We in the Nick Xenophon team are about sensible balance, so let me tell you something about the southern end of the basin, where we haven't yet fully recovered from the effects of the drought of the century. Local business leaders tell me economic activity, particularly tourism, is only about 60% of what it was before the drought. The Goolwa Marina has 16 full-time equivalent staff now. They used to employ 36. 300 boats left the marina at the height of the drought. Only 80 have returned. That's just one enterprise, and their story is echoed by many businesses across the region. Only last month, a group of business leaders sought a meeting with me because they feared northern irrigators would start clawing back water. We need equity across the basin, but any changes are seen by my southern constituents to be another nail in the coffin for the Coorong and the Lower Murray, for farming, for the environment and for local businesses. The significant media attention around the proposed amendment of less water flowing into the Murray mouth is enough to put doubts in the minds of investors and visitors. If you want to talk about equity, let's keep in mind that most of the money promised for the recovery for the basin for infrastructure has gone north. We had barrages built in the 1940s, the Goolwa barrages, and there's no plan to replace this old infrastructure. The Nick Xenophon team wants balance. We want all basin communities to survive into the future, but we don't want South Australia to be sold down the river. I'm more than happy to sit down with my parliamentary colleagues and have a mature conversation about the basin plan, as long as the government keeps its word based on science. The public hysteria generated by this debate is extremely damaging to my community. Jobs down south are just as important as jobs up north, and I want to finish off by saying that the lower lakes and Murray Mouth are looking beautiful and are open for business, and I'm going to be fighting for those businesses to remain so. Thank you.